skip, skip. But when does this game get good?
Today I want to talk to you about the inverse square law and what that has to do with the stars. Let's go! The professional guessers at NASA tell us that the closest star to Earth is Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri is a very distant 25 trillion miles away from Earth. Now before we go any further, I want to ask you, do you know how long 1 trillion seconds is? You guessed it. 1 trillion seconds is 31,709 years. 25 trillion seconds is 792,745 years. So to put that in perspective, if you were to travel 1 mile every second, it would take you 792,745 years just to get to Proxima Centauri. Now, since we have a pretty good understanding on how vast of a distance 25 trillion miles is, I want to talk about the inverse square law of light. In physics, the inverse square law of light states that when you double your distance, the intensity of the light source is 1/4 of what it was at your original distance. If you triple the original distance, it is 1/9 the original intensity. If you go 10 times further away than what you originally started, the intensity of the source would be 1/100th of the original intensity. Because light, no matter what the source is shaped like, spreads out over distance. This same exact law applies to radiation. So, taking these laws of physics into consideration, do you really think we would still be able to see the light of the stars at that distance? Do you think the light from that distance would be intense enough to be weakened at such an accelerated rate and still be observable here on Earth? And that's just the closest star. Mintaka, a star in Orion's belt, is 1,239 light years away from Earth. 1 light year is 5.88 trillion miles, so that puts Mintaka a total of 7.2 quadrillion miles away from Earth. I mean, honestly, does it make more sense that the light from these stars and the light and radiation from the sun defy all laws of physics? Or does it make more sense that the sun and stars are much closer than what NASA tells us? Just think about it.
Shout out to all you guys, man, out here making new flat earthers every day. I mean,
we're planting the seed. I mean, globe is creating new flat earthers creating new flat earthers. We're planting this.
Alright, y'all are not gonna believe this. This is Wernher von Braun, known as the father of NASA. He also led the development of the Saturn V rocket that allegedly took Apollo 11 to the moon. And this is what I mean when they love to put the truth right in your face. When he passed away, he left a Bible verse on his tombstone,
which reads, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork."
Now why would a dude that believes in space put a Bible verse talking about the firmament that directly contradicts space? Maybe because he knew we live under a firmament? And what does NASA mean in Hebrew? To lead astray, to delude, beguile, deceive. Also, ever notice what this is going through NASA's logo is? Well, let me show you. But do you guys ever notice when they do their launches, they always say T minus? It's all just a coincidence, huh?
Look, I just want you to imagine, okay? Let's say your dream is to be an astronaut. Then you go to a fancy school, universities, college, buying and reading books that is thicker more than your life story. And all they thought, Earth is globe. That you can fly, run, or even spit on the moon. Like a kid playing on a sand pit. Then you graduated, even took up master's degree, just to be out there calling space. But the space you end up with is this: a space of studio unit for making movies. Let's say you study for all your life with this wrong infos and end up being a paid actor, pretending and act floating on a space studio with a tinfoil and duct tape beside you. If I were you, dreaming to be an astronaut, it would hurt my guts. And upon studying farther, and you find out Earth is flat, and it's stationary, not moving, the sun, stars, and moon are inside the firmament, and it's local, I know truth is risky and it's so painful, but it will set you free from this delusional programming that you came from the evolution of monkey. You know how many people sit in this world in a meeting and don't even agree with it and don't say anything because it's detrimental to their short-term jobs or career? All of them, obviously, or crying about dinosaur stories that they die because of the asteroids. And right now they put another news that we have another asteroid hitting or will hit Earth, a sun that has flares, hot, boiling, burning. Our real sun is magnetic, okay? It doesn't burn. That's mostly the source of our energy. So there's no need it to be burned or burning. You know what burns? And let us be the same as in the microwave, the sun simulator. That shit really burns. You've seen it with your own eyes. Sometimes there's two suns, sometimes different colors, sometimes different shapes even. And all the foods that we are eating can be now printable. It is cray-cray, but it's truth.
Yo! Oh, I dare you to say I ain't tell your ass. Oh, you definitely done told they ass. You know how everybody's been saying that the sun feels different? Like, it just feels off. The sun feels stronger, the heat, all of that just feels stronger, right? Well, look at this company, ITER, I-T-E-R, which is an international nuclear fusion research and engineering mega project aimed at creating energy through a fusion process similar to that of the sun. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second for y'all if you don't know what that means. I'll let it register. Oh, and I bet you're thinking, oh, that's the thing that happened in China, right? Well, China ain't the only country. Let's look at all the countries that are involved. Boom! So as you can see here, ITER is a tokamak machine capable of generating large-scale nuclear fusion reactions, known as the world's largest artificial sun. Oh, and not only that, can you look at the countries that is jointly involved together? You got China, the whole European Union, India, Japan, South Korea, Russia, and the good old US of A. You don't believe me? Here's a part of the article that says the same thing with the same countries being jointly implemented of this. Come on. But, you know, we're at war with Russia and China and all these other countries. But there's two things in the world that all these countries will stand together on. That's keeping the Antarctic ice wall from being trespassed, not allowing anybody to go beyond a certain point. And now we got all these countries that are supposed to be warring with each other. And mind you, this was initiated in 2006, 2007 about an artificial sun. And now, by me questioning and noticing what other people are noticing, that the sun feels different, could this actually be what's in the sky right now? I beg that question for you guys to answer and leave in the comments below. Peace and one love.
In this footage, I will show you the sun as it exchanges tracks. What seems to be cloud formations under the sun are actually a track system. Watch carefully. Pay attention to the lower cloud formations. Don't worry if you can't see it. You will before the end of this video. When the sun gets to this point, it makes a track exchange. After the sun makes the exchange, it carries on its path using the track to the right. Let's take a look at the processed footage. In the processed footage, you can now see the tracks interlinking within one another. The selected area is a vector track that is clearly visible. This is the track that the sun makes the exchange to.
Christians should all know that NASA's full of shit. If you're sitting up here laughing at me because I'm telling you the truth, you're the problem. But when we get to heaven, you ain't gonna be laughing at me, buddy. I'm gonna be laughing at you. NASA's all lying. They're just trying to get you to where you don't believe in God. And that's why the lie of the round earth, the spinning earth that orbits the sun, that's where it comes into play.
Why are you so obsessed with telling them it's flat?
I'm going to break it down as simple as possible.
Okay.
If they can convince you that the earth is 13 billion years old, it come out of the Big Bang, and we evolved from monkeys, there's no need for God. When you realize that the earth is an enclosed system, there's a firmament over it, just like the Bible said, and that the sun and the moon are the exact same size, and that they circle the earth, you're going to realize something intelligent put that here for life on this planet to flourish. And I'm telling you what it is, it's God.
Does the Message Bible take a dig at flat earthers? Psalm 17:14 says, God, break these mortals, these flat earth people who can't think beyond today. That sounds derogatory right here in the Message Bible translation. But wait just a second. In every other translation, it just says, men of this world, men of the world, those who look to this world for reward. So, in the Message Bible, it could have been just a descriptive word. If they're thinking of the world, everyone back in Bible days knew the earth was flat. So these flat earth people. So in a roundabout way, hey, thank you, Message Bible. You were a little more descriptive. Because if we're being honest, we all know that back then, everyone knew the earth was flat. And somehow every culture knew that they had a firmament. Back then, flat earth people were just earth people. Because the earth was flat and still is. NASA cancels its moon rover mission! And they called it the Viper Lunar Rover. It's funny, Wikipedia has its own canceled Apollo missions page. And you can just type in NASA cancels and just scroll and scroll forever. What about Artemis? They've postponed that, and it seems that anytime NASA tells us we're going to the moon and staying, it's like years pass by and still nothing. Look at all these cancels. Oh, and yesterday, July 16th, was when the original Apollo mission took place, which July 16th is World Snake Day, and you can type in NASA July 16th and scroll forever and see how many times they've done something on July 16th. On World Snake Day, they gotta pay homage to their master, I guess. With artificial intelligence being at the level that it is today, I would think NASA would be all about carrying on with missions and using the artificial intelligence and the CGI at a whole new level. You would think faking space would be a breeze today. But something's got them a little stirred up, I guess, and hiding in the shadows, slithering like snakes.
If this was an airplane flying around a globe, it would fly along and then it would have to tilt its nose down. If you take a gyroscope onto an airplane, or even if you just sit on an airplane, you'll never ever experience it just suddenly dip like this, which is what it would need to do if you were going to fly around the world. However, if we lived on a flat plane, which we do, the airplane would fly along on a constant. That's the experience that we feel on an aircraft. Wake up, sheeple. There is a fatal flaw in the globe Earth model. Let me explain. Since the Earth's core is meant to be molten lava, okay, and on the surface of the Earth is covered in water all over. Now, according to the globe Earth model, water is affected by gravity, which means it's forced downwards. Surely in this model water would escape downward towards the core, extinguishing the core. If this isn't proof that the globe Earth model is utter nonsense, I don't know what's going to convince you. If the Earth was a globe, then trees would grow vertically upwards. This is a circle, right? This was a helicopter, and it flew in a straight line. It would fly off into space. That only. It wouldn't work, would it? Helicopters can't fly to space. That's because we live on a flat plane. Make it make sense. Can anybody tell me what is wrong with this model? Because I can see straight away, the sun is on fire. Okay, let's look at the fire triangle. Fires need oxygen, heat, and fuel. In space, there is no oxygen. There's no atmosphere out here. How could the sun still be burning? Come on, guys, wake up.
So, Wendy, this is just for you. I'm going to show you that the large dome is in place and the small dome represents our vision of the sky. So, going to do it and show how the 24-hour sun in Antarctica is absolutely possible on the flat Earth with the celestial dome and the way we view the sky as a concave sky. So here we go. I'm gonna be moving the light around the top of the celestial dome, and it will follow the path of the Tropic of Capricorn. And what you're gonna see is in the glass dome, you're gonna see the sun make a 24-hour circle in Antarctica below South America, which is, I believe, where the final experiment is going to take place. So if they're far enough south, they could very possibly see a 24-hour sun, which does not refute the flat Earth, because we can absolutely demonstrate it right here live. So if I can demonstrate it live with the model and the map, then it's not a refutation of a flat Earth. It's possible on the flat Earth. I don't care whether it happens or not. I think we probably don't see a full 24-hour sun unless we go far enough south, and yeah, we probably would, based off of these assumptions, which the flat Earth makes these assumptions, period. Now, whether people understood that or not, because they haven't dug deep enough, doesn't matter. But that wasn't all directed towards you, Wendy, but you asked for me to do this, so I'm doing it for you. Gonna zoom in now onto the small dome. And I'm gonna move the sun. See, look at that. See the sun inside that dome? I'm following the Tropic of Capricorn. Now this way, you're gonna get a lot more reflection, because obviously it's not to scale and perfect here, but you can see how the sun is perfectly mimicked by the concave view that we view the sky with. Because of the celestial dome and the way we view the sky, you could very possibly get a 24-hour sun circling the horizon in Antarctica. It's not impossible on a flat Earth. I've just proven it's not impossible. So the final experiment, which is not an experiment, it's an observation that has set out to debunk flat Earth with this 24-hour sun observation, has already failed. Before it even starts, it's already failed, because we can clearly demonstrate how it happens. All the evidence points to we live on a flat surface.
It came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items, I humbly thank you.